Hey guys, Gathering the Magic back again, and it's Sunday, so you know what that means. It's time for another edition of the Splinterlands Market Watch. Today is November 10th, 2024, and today we're going to go over all things land. So as you guys can see in the top right corner of the screen, I've got a breakdown for all the different types of land and what they will produce going forward once the next phase of land comes out, where we're no longer going to be able to produce grain in every land type. So these are the specific types of land that will be able to produce grain. There are bogs, lakes, rivers, and plains. For producing wood, you will have forest, jungles, swamps, and tundras. For ore, you will have badlands, calderas, and mountains. And to produce stone, you're going to need either a canyon, a desert, or a hills. Okay, so let's get started and let's look at plots and the prices on the market. So currently in the market, there is a plot of land. The cheapest one is for $35. This is an unsurveyed plot, so it could be anything from a common natural all the way up to a castle. So $35 is in the marketplace. 2 weeks ago, you were looking at right around 40 bucks, $39.95. So it's come down just a little bit. Over on Hive, the cheapest plot available is going for $44.02. And 2 weeks ago, the cheapest plot was $46.53. So land has come down just a little bit in price for the plots. For land tracts, the only difference is there's one fewer track available. For the last several months, there's been 3 available for $11,705. And then for regions, there's still the one region in the game that someone is asking just under $89,000 for. Okay, moving on to time crystals. So time crystals have come down in price again. Right here it says 3 cents, but currently is a little bit under that. We're looking at 31.9 DEC. Will get you a time crystal. So time crystals in the store cost 100 DEC if you were to buy them directly from Splinterlands. So this is, a great way to pick up over 3 times the amount of time crystals. Totem fragments. All right, so totem fragments have dipped down a little bit lower over the last 2 weeks. So common fragments have come down from 53 cents down to 50. Rares have come down nicely from 368 to 295. So if you're looking to slowly build up a rare totem, you're going to need 8 fragments. So now you're looking at just under $3 a piece. Epics just came down a dime from 1750 to 1740. And legendary fragments went up a little bit from $95 to $105. Now if you're looking to purchase a complete totem, common totems currently are going for $5.40, so up slightly from 2 weeks ago. But look at the rares. So the rare totems had a very nice dip in price. So if you are someone looking for a rare totem and you don't want to just buy fragments, this is probably the cheapest price that I've seen. 2 weeks ago you're looking at 30 bucks for a rare totem. Now it's just under $22.50. So rare totems, I believe, will give you a 25% bonus to your land production. So if you're looking for something like that for some of your better plots rather than just a common totem fragment, might be time to check that out on the marketplace. Epic totems just came down a couple bucks from 169 to 165, and there's still that single legendary totem selling for $1,000. Okay, now totem claims. So these are one, I always get this mixed up. If claims are the ones that you can't sell on Hive, or if claims are the ones you can. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys know. I know I always get those two mixed up. But the reason there are 2 different prices here, one of these are basically bound, and you can't put it on Hive, and the other one is unbound. But anyway, for the totem claims, current price is $5.56, so down from just under $6. And you can see there's been no movement again in the rare, epic, or legendary totem claims. So rares, they're still asking $73.50, epics $395, and then legendaries $2,000. All right, so that's it for totems. So what change have we had in land, just overall land plots in the last 2 weeks? Well, to start off, the common natural plots have moved up in price. So for quite a while, lowest was right around 10 bucks. Occasionally you'd go on the market, you'd see one for $9 or $9.50. All of the sub $12 plots are gone as of the recording of this video. So last time we were in the $10 to $12 range for the cheapest 5. Now they're going for $12 to $15. So your cheapest, there's actually only one plot for $12, and that is in region 91, and that is a swamp. So that will not be able to produce grain, that will produce wood. There's some $13 plots, two of them in region 42, one in region 93. Those are hills and canyons, so those will produce stone. For $13.50 in region 8, there are a total of 57 plots available. So I believe these are all in the same track. So if you're looking to buy a bunch of cheap plots all in the same region and in the same track, region 8 is the place to go. They have a forest, so that will produce wood. They have 23 mountains for ore, and then they have 33 tundras, which will produce stone. So no grain producing plots, but nice to have a lot of plots in the same track. After that, you're looking at $14 in regions 62 and 102. And then finally, the fifth cheapest common natural, $14.99 in regions 118 and 27. You can see a good mix here, but if you will notice, there are no plots available that will produce grain. And I was listening to a podcast by Boba Fett, I think it was actually yesterday, and they had Claiborne on, and he was talking about how he went in and bought all of the grain producing plots that are under $20. So if you're wondering why they're gone, I think Claiborne might be the reason. So go on Discord and chat with him and see if you can snag one of his plots if he's willing to sell them to you. Okay, so now we move on to rare natural plots. So 2 weeks ago, you were looking to, $17 to $21 range for the 5 cheapest. Now the floor has moved up. So now $19.50 is your cheapest rare natural plot. That is in region 98. There are 11 available. So you've got mountain swamps and tundras there. Next up for $19.90 in region 62, there are 3 jungles. For $20 in region 141, there's 2 tundras. For $21, also in 141, there is a hills and a jungle. And then finally, for $22 in region 42, there is a jungle. So once again, no grain producing plots. Moving on to epics. So epics actually came down a little bit in price. 75 to 100 was the range 2 weeks ago. Now you're looking at $69 in regions 8 and 141. In region 8, they have 3 available, a mountain and 2 tundras. And in region 141, they have a hills. So after that, it jumps from 69 up to 84. There is a single plot available in region 24. There's a bog. So this is going to be the first one I think I've seen that will produce grain. $84.80 for region 125 for canyons, $85 in region 117 for plains, and then finally $90 there's a hill available in region 141. And then your legendary natural, couple deals here if you want to consider them deals from 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago you're looking at $4.98 to $8.25 were the 5 cheapest. Now there's there's 2 available in region 9 for $374, a Badlands and a desert. In region 8 there is a tundra available for $395. Then it jumps up in price all the way almost to $500 in region 134 for a swamp. $498 in region 117 for a desert, and then finally for $499 there is a tundra available in region 60. So once again, just to kind of recap, for your natural plots, very few grain producing plots available, and the floor has moved up. Now, just the opposite for common magical. Over the last couple of months, they've been trending higher and higher. Several months ago, the floor was $25 to $30 for a common magical, and that slowly, steadily moved up to $50. But you can see this week, the lowest price is actually $32. So all 5 of the 5 cheapest plots are well below where they were 2 weeks ago. So good time to pick up some deals on common magical. So if you're looking for region 28, there are 2 water plots available in region 28 for $32. In region 8, you can see there are several magical types available for $34. Region 62, once again, there's several different magical types available for $35. A dragon plot available in region 136 for $39, and then finally an earth magical plot available in region 50 for $41.99. So common magical plots, at least for right now, have come down in price. Moving on to rares, the rare prices have pretty much held strong. 2 weeks ago, you were looking at $74 to $120 for the 5 cheapest. The cheapest this week is $78, once again in region 8. Several different land types available. Next, for $79, there is a single water plot available, and that's in region 141. Next, we have $85 in region 62 for death, dragon, and water plots. $89 in region 9. There are 2 death plots or 2 death magic plots available. And then finally, for $100, there is a death plot available in region 141. Moving to Epic Magical. So the floor of this has moved up as well. 2 weeks ago, it was $174, we were cheapest. This week, the cheapest ones available are $200 in region 117. There's an Earth and a Life Magical plot available. Then it jumps to $225 in region 96 for Fire, $240 in region 86 for Fire, $245 in region 16 for Life, and then finally it jumps way up from $245 all the way to $340 for a Dragon plot in region 117. And then finally, your legendary magical plots. There was only $1,800 plots available 2 weeks ago, and those were in region 85. Currently, there is one that has been added to region 79, a little bit lower price, $1,600. So that is the only change in the legendary magical plots over the last 2 weeks. Okay, so we're done with the magical plots. Now we move on to the occupied plots. So 2 weeks ago, you were looking at 112 to 115, very tight range. Pretty much the same this week, a little bit of movement, not a whole lot. So your lowest prices are $111 in regions 12, 18, 134, and 8. So that is the place to get the cheapest common occupieds. Then for $112, there are 2 plots available in region 62. For $115, there's a plot available in region 9 and region 72. And then finally, for $123.45, there are 2 deserts available in region 125. So once again, these are going to be the plots that will produce essences that at some point in the future are going to be necessary for crafting cards. Okay, next we have the rare occupied plots. So 2 weeks ago, 165 to 180 range. They've come down since then. Now you can see the floor is 145. So for $145, the regions you can purchase these at is regions 8, 133, and 120. Next, for basically $160, you're looking at regions 134 and region 96. And then finally, for $165, there is a plot in region 9. And as you can notice, these are all 1 available, so not very many plots at this price. Okay, moving on to the epics. So there are a couple of deals, I think, for epics this week. 2 weeks ago, you were looking at $549 to $1,100. The 2 weeks before that, the floor was $749 for an epic occupied. So to see this one at just under $400, it's basically half price of where it was a month ago. So not sure, I don't expect this plot to stay up very long. $399 in region 9. There's also a good deal for this one, $440 in region 8. And the rest of these plots have been there for a while. So $770, you'll notice that is a huge jump. That's almost a doubling in price. So once these 2 cheap plots go, then you're looking at $770 in region 117, $775 in region 60, and then finally just under $1,000, $999 in region 85, where they have 3 available. And then legendary occupied, which are the rarest of the rare plots, exactly the same as they were 2 weeks ago. So you're in that $2,777 to $5,500 range. The only ones available are in region 117, region 29, and region 85. Keeps. When we looked at Keeps 2 weeks ago, it looked as if the floor for Keeps was going to hit 1,000. There weren't very many. I think this might have been the only one under 1,000 at 850. A lot of the Keeps had really moved up in price, but over the last 2 weeks, as you can see, the cheapest 5 plots are all under where the low was 2 weeks ago. So if you haven't picked up a Keep yet, and there's actually a few under $700, might be a good time to buy. Not financial advice, but just pointing out where the deals are compared to where prices have been. So in region 9, there's a Keep available for $674. In region 28, there is also one for $674. Region 8, there's one for $695. Region 133, there's one for $798. Region 102, there's one available for $800. And then finally in region 60, there's one available for $820. So once again, these are all below the lows of 2 weeks ago. And then finally for castles, no change again. Still only 2 castles available for sale, in region 69 for $13,500 and one in region 85 for just under $20,000. Also remember, there are not very many regions that are left unclaimed. Last time I checked, I think currently the next available plot was in region 143. So if you think about it, there's only maybe seven or eight castles that are available to be pulled that haven't been pulled already. So might be one of the reasons why some of these land plot unclaimed prices have stayed pretty strong, is people might be holding on to them. As we get down to the final 2 or 3 regions, there's a strong chance that hey, maybe I have one of the few remaining plots that could open and become a castle. But that's it for the Market Watch for today, episode number 14. Hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe you found some deals. Maybe this alerted you to some prices and some areas that maybe you are going to look for. Maybe pick up some totem fragments. So let me know in the comments. Have you guys done anything with land? I know it's been kind of placed on the back burner. We don't get a lot of updates about it, but I know Cryptomancer's working on it. At least my understanding is sometime early next year, we should have the next phase of land out, so that should get interest in land peaked again. So hope you guys are doing well, and as always, stay the course, keep on forging, and have fun. I'll see you soon. Take care.